Hello, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I have something pretty weird going on. I've loaded into tabletop because, again, it's just the easiest way to talk about this stuff. Me and some friends have been playing this game of Legacy Terraforming Mars, and we're going to start a fresh new season. And I want to talk about the results, I think, in a future video. Maybe if people are interested in the statistics. But basically, how we do Legacy, it's not really Legacy, is just we play games. And then in the first season, whoever won with a corporation would retire that corporation for good. So then you play again, and we worked our way through basically all the corps, all the way down to 12, which is a lot of corps. But now for season 2, we're going to play where after doing the draft of your 10 starting cards plus your preludes, there's actually we do a draft based on those start cards. You can pick between any of your 12 corps that you decided to keep. So up at the top here, I have our round's first picks. Victor and Terry are not their names, but Vitor and Tractor were their first picks, and I picked Point Luna. And I thought it would just be, fun to catalog the draft as it went through, and maybe add in, one second, just making sure I'm not missing out on anything. And add in the results as we go. I don't know how quickly. We're kind of just doing it through a Google Docs sheet, but I'm keeping track on this and talk about what I'm picking. Next up, Manutech was picked by Victor because he's super into getting stupid high income. Terry going with the strategy of most money, most wins. And I picked Point Luna, or also Vitor is just so powerful for breakout games. I picked Point Luna because my thing is I want high skill ceilings. Like if I get a hand of cards after the draft and I'm able to draft that many Earth tags, I want Point Luna if I can't have Tractor. And then I grab Poseidon because you start with a bunch of, really good colonies in the game or what have you, or good colony cards. Bam, Poseidon. And Poseidon kind of works as a credit core attractor in my mind because you get a free colony for 17 bucks, and oftentimes with these guys you end up buying one anyway. It's not as good, but it's pretty cool. And then I'm just waiting on, the new results actually just came as we were talking. I was going to talk about how, I have Ecoline Falaires, Acadian Communities set aside because I'm like, I want to have a plant option. But they picked, for their next pick, live, right now, Valley Trust, which I put in my pretty cool corpse, to Phobolog, which, again, I had Phobolog lined up as a very likely going to pick that one. Because, again, if you start with all these metals, right, that's $60 or $40 worth of titanium plus this. Not bad. I think if I start with a whole bunch of Jovians, I would like to have Saturn systems. So I'm going to go punch that in over here. Saturn systems. And also it starts with enough money that you're in a pretty good spot. I can see other people moving around in the Google Docs as we go. But yeah, so far so cool. Valley Trust I like a lot. What's next? Like, I love Viron for the idea of ever you have AI Central in your starting hand, that's good. Septum Tribus is got a wild tag to it. Thorgate's not that powerful. UAC's nice because you have 3 energy production. They're pinging. Terry's just laughing at me because he was like, he was fighting between Phobolog and Saturn Systems, and I was like, I literally, you guys saw in the video, had them lined up for whichever one gets to me, that's fine. But I don't know, like, I could do an early grab of Ecoline. Again, I think Ecoline in a normal competitive game, it's just not that fun compared to other ones, but it's definitely the best plant corporation. And if people are going to give you that many plant cards, how could you not have Ecoline around? I mean, the same can almost be said for Tharsis. Like, Tharsis should be up here in my considerations list. Lakefront has so much money that maybe I should be looking at that. I don't know. It's such a I like drafting. Drafting is fun, and then you have to see what the whole results of the thing are. And again, we're not doing a snake draft on purpose because I won the first season. So my penalty for the start of this season is being at the bottom of the draft every time. I'm getting knocked at here. Somebody outside talking to me? Odd. 1 second, I'm gonna check on that. Hello, hello, hello. People are outside, but they're not looking for me, so I'm gonna continue on here. But yeah, so I'm actually not sure. At this point, I think that we have a little hiccup. Oh, UAC, there you go. So I think UAC is very powerful in the sense that the 3 energy, $45 is quite a bit, and the ability to go and chase after colonies is nice. I'm just glad that I didn't have to make that choice, because there's so many good corps floating around that it's hard choices. Hard choices. I don't know. And like there's so many niche corps. Like at what point are you just going for generically good corporations like Terractor and Credicore, or hunting something like Point Luna or Lakefront Resorts for $54, Viron that's super specific. I don't know. Mining Corporation for that extra value. I don't know why I have these over here. By and large, I have as my weaker one of my plant ones. I mean, it's probably better than Acadian Communities, but sometimes I think the game that we actually retired Acadian Communities, I was playing them, and I basically just ignored the board and built a whole mess of tiles that you place a marker on and nobody else can go there. So it's a wild thing. And it really comes down into like your play style. Terra Labs, wow. Because Terra Labs is a really great corporation, especially if you have the preludes to give you a little bit of starting capital to do something. And if you want to hold a whole bunch of cards, like Terra Labs was another one of those niche ones where it's like, oh, I have 10 cards that I want to keep. What do you do? So, I don't know. I wonder if I do an early Ecoline grab just to have like the plant man himself in my hands. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Let's start in my mind, I don't know if you guys have ever done fantasy football drafts, but you need to get a quarterback at one point, and I feel like Ecoline is my quarterback. Like you only need one of them, and even if you draft the last one, you're probably not going to get a crap one like Falaires or By and Large is fine, but you don't want to. Well, I don't know. Nothing sticks out to me other than interplanetary cinematics because it's just so much money. And I like, what do you enjoy playing too, right? That's the other big. I don't even mind this sciencey tag one. Um, you know what? They don't want to play plant tag, so I can hold off. I'm gonna play the meta and go with IC, I think. Interplanetary cinematics. This is wild. I'm glad I started recording this because now I'm like, I don't know, maybe for you guys it's not uninteresting, or maybe you guys are like sitting there at home going, what do you mean these are like your 5 you're thinking of when Mining Corporation is here and you have Thorgate and you know the like I don't know, like what are they saying? What are they? Money. Money. Yeah, they were thinking that interplanetary cinematics might go later, but again, if you start with a bunch of building tags, then why not? Though at that point, would you rather have Chongqing or something? I'm not sure. Though Chongqing took a long time for people to retire in the last one. And to be fair, there's all these corporations down here as well. Like, like the amount of filter feeding these corporations up is just hilarious. And like, I just don't know how many people would be upset by the corporations that are, down here at the bottom. Like, are there anybody out there that's like Celestic and Stormcraft? They're my boys. But like, they should almost be taken and put aside because in a situation where you need tags, like those are pretty good. Money. Oh my god. Just what a rush. I don't know what like I'm just wondering what you guys would think between like Viron. Like if you start with Viron in hand and you had AI Central, do you have the science tags? Do you have the this? Do you have the that? Septum Tribus. Like you don't start with that much money, but very quickly you're gonna buy delegates in every party and start making $12 every generation. And then you have the wild tag. So like it's just wild. Hmm. He did take Inventrix. Oh my. So our boy Victor has always loved and taken Inventrix a lot of times. But we had been playing it wrong in the past, where technically Inventrix's ability applies to the global parameters, including Venus, which isn't out right now in this game. So, whoo, baby. Oh, baby, make it hurt so good. Inventrix was not super high on my list, but there are going to be drafts where you draft, all the cards you want, and you just don't have a synergy or something. And Inventrix and MSI and where's ECA, you draw 2 cards as your first action, and you can do standard projects for cheap. Like those corps give you a lot of flexibility. I don't think Tharsis is that great with this group of people, but I don't know. Lakefront Resorts, there goes the other big cash monies. Do I want Ecoline yet? Can I wait on Ecoline? I mean, here's another building tag thing, but I don't think building tags are that great. This bad boy isn't so bad either. I did like the... You can get 3 titanium the first couple rounds from your thing. Especially because you can pick it from any start thing of hand. I just don't think that other people would take it. Nor am I convinced that it's that great a card. Like, Tyrell Corporation gives you self-replicating robots turn 1. So if you start with, like, Earth Elevator or something like that, you get it for free on the 4th round or something like that. Yeah, there's still some big money ones left. They're arguing over the fact that there's 5 big money boys left, and I'm trying to figure out what I want. I don't think that this asteroid boy is close to going. I don't think Tharsis is, and I don't think I need Ecoline this turn, but I don't want to miss out on it. But you know what? Let's do an early Ecoline. It's just the best. If you get plants, you get plants. Ecoline. Yeah, they're already ripping on me for liking plants, but you got to do it. They're also saying that maybe I take a mining guild. Our very last game, I actually did play UNMI because I thought it would be pretty funny, and it was such an awful game for everyone that UNMI was actually the best choice, and I ended up winning. But oh my god, that was almost no fun for anyone. And that was the problem with the end of our last run, was that, like, because we were going all the way down to 12 corps, so 4 for each player in the 3-player game, we were down to corps that were just not that much fun to play. Oh, it's interesting. Skolex, okay. So you can see here too the next thing that's popping up, which is the grabbing of science tags. Skolex Industries. Like, science tags. I got no science tags. So my next pick is probably, just because I really want to have a science tag, Tyrell, just in case. Technically, this bad boy you can go grab science with. But I think I'm between Septum and Tyrell, and I think I'm looking at Tyrell just for that fat stack of cash. ECA. Okay. Where are you? I thought I was talking about ECA just recently. Is it in front? Oh, it's right in front of my face. There we go. I was gonna say it's in the upper tier, isn't it? ECA. Let's do Tyrell. I think Tyrell 46 starting bucks and the ability to double is fine. Tyrell. Oh wait, are we doing? I thought we were doing 10, but we might be doing 12. Okay. So the update I just received on the rules of the thing is we're drafting 12, but to finish this season is once you've retired 10. So in the last game, you'll still have the choice between 3 corporations. And also, the way it's going to work, and I might as well just share this now, is we all have all 12 corporations to pick from. We play the game. Whoever wins retires the corporation they played and get a bonus for winning. Whoever got second place can retire any one of their corporations, or they have to retire any one they choose. They can choose to do their weakest if they like, even though they played their best. And then the worst gets to keep all of their corporations. But at the end of the season, you win based on the most points you scored. So you still want to win or score the highest points. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting mix, I think, if you ask me. Where it's like, I want to have corps for all the situations. I want to have corps that I think can do exceedingly well if I have earth tags, for example. I do think that the next one on my line is Septum. Though Viron is up there. And so, I mean, I just want to play the Pharma Union, so that's kind of making me want to grab that. And then I think Thorgate is below Mining Corp. Because Mining Corp is +1 value to your steel innate. So, like, if you start with a couple of Preludes that have steel on them, that's pretty good. All of these are fine. This is the Floaters one. These boys are the Plants ones. These guys are all pretty much not something I care for. I mean, Mining Guild you can have good games with, don't get me wrong, if you have a lot of placements, but if you have a bunch of ocean placements, for example, you might rather play Lakefronts, for instance. Oh, he's doing Viron! It was on my list. I'll even let him know that. Yeah. And he was just like, he was surprised that I said Viron was high on my list, because I'm like, yeah, it's a good corp if you have a card to make it work, which is why it works in this type of game where you're going to have access to all the corps you have yet to retire. Tharsis. I put Tharsis lower, but makes sense. I'm going to go for the wild tag with Septum. And just a quick disclaimer as well. This is not a tier list for these corporations because, again, they are specifically being used with a couple of home rules that we do between the milestones and awards. We're doing completely new boards. I don't want to click any of the buttons to break any of the things I've pulled out. But basically, the whole board is randomized. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that you can do when you're not using a physical copy that's really fun. So it's just cool. It's not. It's also the biggest thing is Viron might not be a great corporation, but if you have the card to make it work, and when you're drafting cards, you know you have access to all of them. Like that's just such a fundamental difference. Fun to play. Yeah. And that's the other thing. Fun to play. Like I think Vitor has one of the highest ceilings because a $3 rebate on a bunch of cards that have any type of points icons on them, it's just big. It's just you stack that with other discounts, it's basically a discount, it's a rebate, and it can apply so widely across the cards that you actually want to be building. Whereas Point Luna, card engine, cycle, cycle, cycle could be awesome. A lot of things. A lot of things are really cool here. He's got the city start, he's got the income start, the point start. I've got the Earth. Well, I mean, he's got the big money cards, but I've got the Earth, colonies, and Saturns. I've got the plants. I've got I'm drafting a bunch of specific scenario corps, but let's say I do my plant corp first. Then what? You know, then if I get a really good plant start again, do I think about them again? I don't necessarily want to be playing that many plant games anyway, but Pharma Union, of course. We just mentioned it's getting harder to tell which corps are fun, and I'm like, and then somebody said Pharma Union. I'm like, maybe it could be fun. I've only had the chance to play it once, and I didn't have any microbe tags, so I just basically cured the disease immediately for the 3 TR bonus. But I've seen somebody in a different game really grind out. He had, what's the card? GMO contract. So every time you play a microbe card, you get $2 in rebate. So he choose to activate it when he has no money. He spend all his money on the card. He wouldn't have to spend $4 because he didn't have $4 to lose, and then he'd get a rebate of $2 after playing the card. So, pretty cool. Mars Incorporated. I mean, that is 52 starting dollars. I just think it's lame. And Astro Drill. Dang it, that was... Screw you taking Astro. Yeah, I think Mars makes sense because he wanted more money options, though I'm looking pretty thin. I don't have anything over 40. But hey, this bad boy wouldn't be too bad. I'm still leaning towards mining corporation, though. Even that energy production can be helpful. And I don't mind Factorium either. I should start pulling up new corps to think about. You know what? I'm going to take Philares to take the other plant option away from them. Because greens always start in power. And placing the greenery is worth $4. So this is like my $50. Alright. Philares. Here's the best thing too, is if I draft up most of like the ones that synergize with some sort of plant production, then they don't necessarily want to draft plant cards in the drafts or plant production cards. So it's neat. Though he does have Tharsis, which works with it. I don't know. I do not know. Which is what makes it exciting. Though, I am wondering which ones down here are going to get taken. I mean, Protogen isn't even that bad either. But $53, add 2 microbes to this card, or move all microbes from this card to another. So you get like the $3 microbe card, for instance. $3 per microbe card. So you build up all your microbes on this. Once Venus hits that 6% requirement, you shove all of those microbes onto that, and then bam, you're rich on a particular generation. You know, think of that as like $6 of income per generation. So. Well, I have to say I do like Mars. I've played Mars before. You can convert an animal on this card to 2 monies of production, or you can add an animal to do it the next turn. But I played it with hydrogen imports or something, so I was able to put microbes on it turn 1 and get that money income started, which is really cool. Plus, you start with the $50. Like, I just have a hard time taking Mars when I could take, you know, Chongqing or something where you just start with a 3 MC production and don't have to do anything for it. So, not to mention you have a discount. So, Oh, what do we got coming in? Mining Corp. Oh, you son bitch. Mining Corp was my other choice. Mining Corp was high on the list for sure. Like, you're watching the video right now, so you don't you can call me out for lying, but you know, I've been hovering over this bad boy a little bit. I really like that you get to go and dig for a science card right out the gate. But it looks like you have $54, but you immediately lose 8 to this whole thing. Bit surprised it made it to round 9. I agree. People don't like building tags. Whew, what are we thinking, fam? I almost should have made this a stream just to ask you guys your opinions as we go. But the delay in time may have been just absolutely killer. Oh no, they all stuck together. Helion, a lot of people have played it with amazing starts, and they've always lost to somebody who ran away with some sort of better engine. Oh, man, come on. At the bottom of my screen is considered my hand in Tabletop Simulator, so it keeps trying to put them all into my hand, and if you do a quick shake of your cards, it puts them all together, right? So I won as Stormcraft at one point, but I did not win as Celestic, I think. Or maybe it was the other way around. I don't know. Being able to put a floater down is quite nice. But somehow I think that Stormcraft is better. You know, 1/3 point versus a 1/4 point, if you think of the Heat as going for points, but I don't know, I kind of like the Jovian tag more. Not really sure. Shinra. And I also like Utopia. You know what I'm going to do? I really wanted Mining Corp, or Pharma rather, but I'm going to get Factorium, which allows you to get some energy production if your energy bowl is empty, which can be big, and get a building card. So if you know you're going to get a lot of building stuff, or there's going to be a colony on Ceres, you're pretty good there. It's either that or like Utopia, but I think that, you know, I don't think they're going to grab Factorium. I'm going to take the Pharma Union. And that's what I mean, right? Like, I say that something's really close to being my next pick, but realistically, it's like in a short little jumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 3 more picks each. 3 picks each. I almost want to grab UNMI as a meme, but I don't want to be locked into it. Yeah. They were just commenting on my diverse bunch of corps, and I was saying that Terry here has just so much upfront capital for all of his corps, basically. And then there's the whole income and card draw stuff going on here. I really need to get a corp that has some sort of card draw, which is why I'm leaning towards Celestic. Because if you have nothing better going on, it can help. But that's why I wanted Factorium. You pay $3 and draw a card with a building tag. I thought I was going to close the video and open it up and like just snap through the picks, but it's going pretty quick because we weren't planning on, I mean, we're doing it through Google Docs because people are doing things today and out and about, so we thought people were going to just pick at it. But now that it started, I think people are pretty dialed in to what the heck are they going to get. I wonder, like, what corporations down here would you have picked and how early? Like, obviously, I have the benefit of knowing the people I'm playing against from playing hundreds of games of TM with them, basically. But, like, you know, are you guys thinking Interplanetary Cinematics? Ooh, that should be like a 7th round pick. Or are you thinking that, you know, leaving Thorgate on the board for this long when you play with all the expansions, including colonies, where energy is valuable as hell? Like, what do you mean? You're leaving a discount card for this long? You know, or Mon's Insurance. $48 and 4 income and your opponents go down 2? In Turmoil, losing 2 income, that can hurt. That can hurt real bad. So, It's just such a funky thing. By and large can be neat because even though you have discounts on plant tags or standard project greeneries, you can still choose your production at the start. So you could still be like, I'd like 2 titanium production to go with my $37. I just don't think that that is ever going to be better than 38 bucks with Point Luna's card draw system. Eridor for putting Pluto or Luna into play. 40 bucks as well, and going for diverse tags. You know, especially with Preludes, you can get a lot of your funky plant tags and stuff out of the way easy. We're all thinking about the mods insurance, actually. It just got brought up as which one of you guys are going to do it in round 12. It's an S tier corp. And that's why I laugh too. Like, I put this in S tier because it's fun to play a board game, especially live with friends, where you pick Mods Insurance and you just start the game by being like, I get all this money, I get $4 of income, and you and you and you lose your income. Screw everybody. I'm the bad guy at this table. Everybody hates me. You know what I mean? But then to get your ability to proc and to have you have to pay out that insurance to people, geez, it's like they have to hit each other to do it. So it's pretty funny. S, I said it was S tier, and they said S for super or shit, or for screw your screw you assholes. It's just so good. Prize Star. It's about time somebody picked Prize Star. Prize Star never got retired in our Legacy though because it was so hard to pick when Preludes give you TR and stuff. I think I'm gonna do the Factorium. Being able to make sure you get energy and draw cards. Though Though I think that it just doesn't have enough starting cash, really. You basically start with an energy and a steel production, which is the same as Liandry, except you don't have +1 value on your steel, and they have $43 to your 37. But then you can buy building tags, which is such a big deal when you have a stockpile of 30 steel and you're like, give me a card that I can spend this on. I think that next up, though, is like, I don't know, there's 4 cards left here that I'm interested in. I don't hate the idea of MSI. I think we've all been burned on Chongqing way too many times to really have that be a serious contender for being chosen. Despite it being a good corp by all measures I care for, really. Like, Thorgate is really high on my list, and Celestic just because I don't have card draw. And for the same reason, MSI is a little bit elevated. Robinson's okay, especially if Generalist is in the game. They have nothing to do with plants as far as I'm concerned, so I think that it was a mistake letting me have both Ecoline and Falares. The person who's currently picking, Victor, was literally just pinged about Chongqing. He's like, it's my impulse to go after Chongqing. $44, 3 income, and discounts on building tags. And I was just in the middle of describing how we've all been burned by it when he was like, it's the one I want because it feels right. But, look at this stack of corpse down here that none of us are just all that interested in. Even these small corpse that I have, like, being pulled in from the side like strands, like, they're not doing all that much. I do think that Olympus, Mons Insurance is one of those funny corporations with our group where I'm the most aggressive attacker in the group, especially if somebody has Mons. I'll go out of my way to make it the worst for them. I'm going to make them pay out every dollar of insurance there could possibly be paid. So the other two, Victor and Terry, they are they're not fans basically of playing it because I make it such a crapshoot. Um, yeah. So I don't think that they will pick it anytime soon. But who knows? Maybe I'm saying this and they're going to turn around and do it. We've got a lot of humming and hawing about Chongqing. It's a good corp. And because it's specifically it's Victor's favorite corp as far as I'm concerned. It's not actually his favorite. I don't want to put that on him. It's one of his corps he prefers to play. He has fun playing because it's good. It has good stats. On paper, it's awesome. It's just building tags are so impossible to come by. Um, yeah, he's just been burned too many times on it. So there's so much humming and hawing on. Is it worth taking? Is it not? And like I said earlier, I think I said earlier, Helion is cool. But we've seen too many people start with 8 or more heat production, or like even like a Soletta on top of the Preludes, and it just never seems to work out. Like you get bullied out of the political because nobody ever thinks Calvinist is an okay thing to do when somebody has 17 heat. Um, and then even if you're spending it all as money, that's kind of a pitfall when you want to be putting up the heat. The big thing I think you should do as Helion is get plant cards that you're going to try and unlock as fast as possible by pushing it, but it's just too slow of a strategy. Like think of it as $42 and $3 of money income, where Chongqing has 44 and $3 of money income and a discount, right? Utopia Invest, very good pick. If you don't take in round 11, you know G will, just to deny you. Ha ha. At the end, I was having really fun runs with Helion. Gonna try Utopia. Ooh, time for... Okay. What's he picking? He said this is his out of left field pick. Protogen. So... I mean, I have to do this, right? I have to take Chongqing. I don't know how much building stuff do I have going on though? Interplanetary, Factorium. Celestic is going to be my last pick. Celestic or MSI. And I guess if I really want... I don't know, though. Thorgate. I talked up a big game about Thorgate. I'm trying to shore up. I just don't think that they'll pick any of these ones, or at least not the two I'm thinking of. A floater one. I don't know. I think Thorgate is kind of the best. Like, you have basically $50 and that energy that could be so crucial for being able to fly your ship for trade. Ugh, like it's funny. I want to take Chongqing just for the memes of blocking our boy Victor, but I think it will be nice. Okay. Thorgate is locked in. We've done it. We've done it. It was really close to being a Chongqing. And like I said, I think I can get away with my floater cards in the very last round. I don't want them to pick. I don't want them to pick. I get it every time. They're talking about protected habs now. I just don't play it. Helion or Chung. It's funny that we play so many cards and the games go so late, especially with 3 people versus 5, that they're talking about how Poly is out there and it also has, 65 starting capital. But, like, you're spending 5 on cards and you have 5 income, but, like, ugh. Ugh. It's just so painful. Oh, what do we pick? No, okay. They said something about a early floaters event. Poly. I don't know, guys. I think Progen was a good pick. The more I talked it up earlier, and then I kind of forgot about it. Because it's niche, right? Like, it's kind of its own thing. Protogen would be good for you to play Pharma into. I'm still not sure if Pharma is great to have people play a bunch of microbes and you to get the TR from it. I think that's good to do early, and then you really do want to cure it. You definitely don't want to get stuck not curing it. Last round, BB. Make it a big one. Oh, I don't know. I think that we're all doing okay here. It's wild to see it all laid out, though. So many choices. How do I feel? Like, when I look at the top half, I'm like, that's pretty good. But then I look at my depth and I'm like, okay. I look at all of the cash monies in this middle row, and I look at, income. Manutech is cool. Though I wouldn't have picked Manutech as my second pick either, likely. I probably would have had Phobolog before Manutech even. It's such a hard last pick. And remember, to win or to end the series, like, catch the golden snitch, as it were, you just need to retire 10 of your corpse. Get the big bonus. Oh. Great big bonus. Look at all the extra stuff in this friggin' TTS room. You ever want to look at some lore between, Mars? I'm sure you guys can't read it through this, but, Also, I'm really pumped that I have the Illuminati. September's secret society aiming to control the development of Mars. Think tanks and lobby groups, they seek to influence every corridor of power. Got the all-seeing pyramid there in the back. Last pick. I'm surprised people are thinking they're all so dumb. We really have a stagnation here on the last pick. I need to throw a corp for when I come second. And that's the thing, too. You're going to have to retire corps if you don't win. You have to retire a corp of your choice, right? So you could play Phobolog on a great Titanium game, lose, and think, I don't want to. Sorry about that. Ran out of space in the recording because I still haven't uploaded some other stuff. So just, what do we got? Last pick. Last pick. Come on. They're all so dumb. Need a throwaway corp for the second place, and that's what I was saying earlier. Is you could play Phobolog, lose, and then think, oh, I'm gonna throw away Protogen because I got second place. If you come third, you just get to keep all your options. Why come in second? I suppose there's that. The other person suggested to Victor, Terry suggested to Victor, MSI, Poly, Mons. What does that look like? MSI, Mons, and Poly. I'm surprised he hasn't taken Chung. I really am. So I can say I resisted with Chung Sheng, and now G will win with it round one. He's picking MSI, I think. Yeah. Oh, wow, that's fun. Actual lol. Mons did get taken. And I'm going to take Celestic. Hate draft of Mons. I always come second. Terry is very common for coming in second place. It's like a thing he does a lot. So he's like, I don't want to play against Mons, so he hate drafted the crap out of it. That's fun. Because he's like, I'm going to come second, I'm going to trash it, it's going to be fine. I'm getting rid of Celestic just in case. No, I'm good. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was just a snapshot into a little personal piece of what Victor, Terry, and I do. And yeah, I guess I'll keep you guys updated as the season goes on if you care. But this has definitely been a source of, good quality terraforming, as we like to say. And I'll show you guys the stats for season 1 when I get to putting it all together. Though it's hard to describe other than, oh, so and so lost and so won. It's neat to see the list of corporations that got retired first. I think is really the interesting information to be pulled from that. Like, it's weird because it's not like a tier list where it's like everything's being compared all equal. The corporations only have so much of an effect on your build. You only have so many offered to you in any particular game. So anyways, it's pretty cool. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Oh my god, I got super dark in here all of a sudden. I don't like that. Anyways, for the 4th time, ciao.